Good afternoon. I was just looking at an old story that I enjoy reading. And it's about a young man who once studied violin under a renowned master, world-renowned. And this boy was chosen to be tutored by this great violinist. And eventually the time came for the student's very first public recital. And following every selection, despite the cheers from the crowd, and people were doing bravo, bravo, but he still seemed, the student still seemed a little bit uptight. He wasn't really relaxing. He seemed dissatisfied. And this went on through several numbers. But even after the last number, with the shouts louder than ever, bravo, bravo, wonderful job, even with all that, the talented violinist, he wasn't really grinning yet, but his eyes were fixed up in the balcony at an older man who was sitting up there. And finally, that older man smiled and he nodded in approval, and immediately the young violinist just relaxed and he beamed. Because see, that older man in the balcony, that was his teacher. And the applause of the crowd he had been receiving didn't mean anything until he had first won the hearty approval of his master. Now, what I could do with that story, and make your day quite miserable, is what sometimes people do, is I could say, you know, that man is that's like Jesus up in the stands, and you're performing for him, and only his approval matters, which is true. So work really hard and do your very best, and then perhaps you'll get God's approval. But that would make you miserable, wouldn't it? But what I want you to understand is the old guy in the balcony is already smiling at you. Because when Jesus lived a perfect life for you and then went to the cross for you, he totally met all the demands for God's justice, and God is satisfied. God is pleased with you for Christ's sake, for what Jesus has done for you. So as you're living your Christian life, and you're going through trials, and you're praying, or you're sharing the gospel, or raising your children, whatever you're doing, you look up in the balcony and you find that the Lord is already smiling at you, and that smile is never going to end. He's going to be pleased with you and approve of you for all eternity because of what Jesus did for you. And that will free you up to actually play the best violin of your life. Amen.